Uber's new feature, Uber Explore, is a really interesting idea. So let's look at this. Also, before I get into it, I want to say this. In case you're curious, like, hey Mark, why is the scenery here a bit different? I'm actually living in Austin, Texas for this entire month, the entire month of March, with South by Southwest going on. There's a lot of videos I'm going to be doing in terms of not only my Lyft and Uber videos like I typically do, but also on my vlog channel. I'm going to be covering a bunch of music events, comedy events, random bars, shows, the food, especially the food. So if you have any suggestions of things I have to check out in Austin, let me know what you think in the comments. But anyway, let's get into Uber Explore. I'm on cnbc.com, and as you can see, new Uber feature lets you book dinner reservations, concert tickets, and more. So going down here, a new Uber feature will allow users to book dinner reservations, concert tickets, and other events directly through its app. This is a new feature called Uber Explore, and it will be located within the Uber app. So that's kind of interesting that it's already integrated to the app itself. You don't have to download a second app, and you can purchase tickets and other event stuff in general with your Uber wallet or payment directly in the app. That's actually pretty big. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. And then lastly, this change demonstrates the ride-hailing app's strategy to expand beyond rides to increase profitability. So going down here, this is on Uber's newsroom. So this is on the official Uber site. Introducing Uber Explore. Hey, maybe I'll try this out when I'm here in Austin with a bunch of things to check out. So you can see going down here, when exploring the Explore tab, or opening the Explore tab, riders will see places recommended to them based off categories including food and drink, art and culture, nightlife, music and shows, and more. And they'll be able to see reviews, photos, and directions. And then they have 4 different unique things here, which is really interesting the way Uber's doing this. One-click rides. So like if I want to go to a show here in Austin, not only can I buy the ticket, I can get the ride too. Personalization, so makes sense that maybe we'll customize things more and more as you use it. As for me being a DJ and electronic musician, they might say, hey Mark, this DJ is performing this Friday. You should check it out. Also, Uber Explore offers, so they might get some offers like 15% off, or maybe some deals on the event tickets. And then lastly, and this is a big one, seamless purchases. It will be easy to purchase tickets to events and experiences because you can conveniently pay with your Uber wallet and payment profile. So right now they're in 14 US cities, and Austin, unfortunately, is not one of them. Maybe it will be revealed this month, but they are in LA. So when I get back to Los Angeles in April, I'm definitely going to try this out. But this is the GUI. This is the graphical user interface, or how it looks on the app. Trending near you, food, drink, art and culture, workout even, experiences. You can reserve a table, nightlife. Just a super interesting layout and a really smart idea. I'm not going to lie, from a business perspective, that may be the smartest idea Uber or Lyft has ever come out with. Couple of different reasons why. One, on this channel, obviously do a lot of videos about being an Uber driver and a Lyft driver. You don't have to be a driver in the sense when it comes to this app, meaning that you don't have to pay anybody else. I think from like a business and a money perspective, I mean, hey, that's why Uber's doing it. When it comes to them booking rides, or let's say someone driving somebody in a traditional Uber ride, not only does the rider have to pay, but Uber also has to pay the driver. And makes sense, right? With this, if someone buys a concert ticket, Uber's pretty much getting, in a sense, 100% of that profits. They don't have to really give it out to a middleman or somebody else, because someone went to the app and they booked that concert ticket. They booked that reservation at that restaurant, whatever the case is. So that's a very smart idea. The second thing is integrating it with rides. I mean, if you think about it, let's say I'm going to a show, most people Uber, right? Especially if there's alcohol involved. If parking's a issue, I mean, it's just a lot easier, especially in this day and age, to Uber and Lyft places. I mean, I'm going to be taking Ubers and Lyfts the entire time while I'm here in Austin, because getting around can be super difficult, especially, let's say, if I'm drinking. Of course, I don't want to be driving. So there's a lot of things that come into play with that. And then lastly, like I said earlier in this video, the fact that they've integrated the payment aspect, which makes sense, it's kind of like Captain Obvious, but I think that's a very underrated thing, because for me personally, I'm more likely to buy something on Amazon because I already have an Amazon account. We've all been there where, let's say you want to buy something, you go on another site, and you're like, oh, I have to create an account, enter an email, create a password that needs 5 different special characters and all this kind of stuff. I then have to enter in my payment information. It's a huge hassle. But if you go to Amazon, you click one button and you buy it, a lot easier. Likewise, when it comes to Uber and let's say Uber Eats, for me, I don't really use Postmates or DoorDash or any of those other ones because all my information is already integrated with Uber. So I pull up Uber Eats, it already has all my payment stuff because I use Uber so much, super easy. Likewise, I can do this heavily taking over the ticketing market, especially when it comes to shows. Again, like I'm a DJ, I'm curious how this is going to affect that kind of ticketing aspect because if I can just go on Uber, book a ride, and buy the concert ticket right there, pretty much without having to enter in my payment information, that is a huge leg up on a lot of other services. And again, it's right all on the app. You can basically book everything. If I want to, let's say, book a restaurant beforehand, I go to a restaurant, I go to the nightclub after, or let's say the show after, I have the Uber scheduled to come back, or however I want to do it, it's all within the app. And one last thing I think that's really unique about this too, in addition to payment, and I think it was, I believe maybe it was Gary Vaynerchuk, I can't remember what entrepreneur said this, but they said that when it comes to Uber, one unique thing when it first came out compared to other places is you didn't have that cash transaction in front of you. This is a very underrated thing about Lyft and Uber for both apps, is that if let's say you buy a taxi, or you get a taxi, I'll say that, you have to pay for it at the end. You have to take out your card, you swipe it, you enter in the tip, or you have to exchange cash and talk about, oh, give me just $5 back, that's fine. Something like that. When it comes to Uber and Lyft, all the payment happens beforehand. And I remember this entrepreneur was saying how that's a very unique thing that a lot of people overlook when it comes to the whole payment aspect of Uber and Lyft. Likewise, that whole model of your payment's already set up, you almost don't even see the cash flow happen in front of you, so to speak. That's going to be translated hugely when it comes to this, especially, like I said, buying concert tickets, restaurants, a lot more. Hopefully, they might introduce it into Austin. I mean, they're probably going to do this city by city as time goes on, of course, but I feel like this is a lot more tricky because obviously you have to go to each maybe restaurant, work out deals with them, you have to maybe go to different bars and shows. So it is something they have to work out. And then lastly, especially with all these events, the rating system. I mean, the fact that you can give a 5-star rating or 1-star rating similar to Yelp after you have an event similar to a ride, that's a whole other aspect to this. This is a genius idea. I'm being honest. I think this is something that's going to blow up in the future, especially with everything being super easily integrated in the app. You don't have to download another app. This, in my opinion, I think is going to be huge.